So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a go at making Darren Purchase's hot cross buns. These are really ultra scrummy. I only change his recipe slightly because I don't like mixed peel. But other than that, this is his recipe. So we're just going to start off. First of all, we're going to make our starter. So what I've got in my bowl is some dried yeast. And then basically what we add to that is some strong flour, some caster sugar, and then we add, this is some milk powder that's just been mixed with water. So we just pop that in. And then basically all we do with this to create the starter is we just whisk this up together, make sure it's all nicely combined. Give it a quick whisk. And then what we're going to do with this, we're just going to cover it in cling film. And it's such a beautiful day today, so we're going to cover this in cling film, and I'm just going to put it on the windowsill. It needs somewhere warm, basically for about 40 minutes, but you'll know when it's ready because it will have doubled in size. So this is your starter, which will go into your bun mixture once we've made that. So that's what that looks like. It's just, at the moment, it's just a runny, yeasty mixture. But as I say, what we're going to do is we're going to cover that in cling film and leave that for 40 minutes until it's doubled in size. So then we'll get on and we'll actually start making the hot cross buns while this is proving up. Right, our starter has had some time on the side to double up in size. And as you can see, look at that. That looks rather nice and bubbly. So what we're going to do is we've got some bread flour in here. So we're just going to go in with our butter, unsalted butter. Just get that going a little bit. And then we're going to go in with our sugar. And our egg. Give that a good mix together. Now we're going to go in with salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves. Just give that a little whizzy whiz round. It's looking good. Now we're going to go in with our amazing starter. It smells so lovely and yeasty and bubbly and yummy. This really does make the most amazing hot cross buns. Didn't really take very long on the windowsill because it's a lovely warm sunny day today. It didn't take long at all to double in size. So we're just going to give that a mix round until it forms a nice dough. And we're just going to turn up the speed a little bit. So what we're going to do, once this has all come together, we're going to add in our fruit and our lemon zest. And just mix that through until it's thoroughly mixed. And then what we're going to do, we're then going to transfer it to a lightly floured bowl, wrap it over in cling film again, and we're going to leave it to prove again in a warm place for about 30 minutes, or again until it's doubled in size. And then once it's doubled in size, what we're going to do is we're just going to knock it back. So we're just going to push it down with the back of our hands just to knock some of the air out. And then we recover it again with plastic wrap, and we just leave it for 10 minutes that time. So that's all come together nicely. That's looking like a lovely dough. So we're going to go turn that down. We're going to go in with our lemon zest. in with our fruit. Now, as I said at the beginning, I've slightly changed this because I don't like mixed peel. So what I've got in here, the original recipe is for 30 grams of currants and sultanas and mixed peel. But what I've got in here is I've just got currants, raisins, and I've got some cherries in there as well. I'm just going to turn that off for a second and just knock that that's on the top. To make sure that all goes in. Put that back on just so it's all mixed nicely in. As I say, this doesn't take long. It's just to make sure it's all mixed in and all mixed together nicely. Lovely. So, as I say, what we do now is we're just going to transfer this to another bowl, cover it in cling film, and then give it another proof just on a warm, in an airing cupboard or in your bathroom, or in this case on a warm windowsill. So we're just going to cover that for 30 minutes or so, and that's what it looks like. Lovely. So what we'll do is once that's doubled in size, we'll just come back and then we'll show you how we knock it back for the next stage. So these have now had half an hour on the windowsill, and what I've done is I've knocked it back. So basically you just do that and just go in and you can feel the air coming out of it. So I did that, covered it back into cling film and gave it 10 minutes on the windowsill, and then it now looks like that. So it's all nice and puffed up and lovely. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to weigh it out, divide it into 8 and put it into my dish ready for the overnight proof. Right, so all I've simply done with these is I've just divided them into 8, roll them up into a ball. Now I'm just going to spray them lightly with some cooking spray, and then we're just going to put some cling film over the top, but sort of relatively loosely because they do expand quite a lot. So what I'm going to do now is these are just going to go into the fridge overnight, just for a nice slow overnight proving. So we'll come back tomorrow and have a look at them once they've been in the fridge. Right, so these have had their overnight prove, and then we've taken them out the fridge and we've left them half an hour to puff up. So we're just going to go over each one gently with some egg wash. You want to be quite gentle so you don't knock any of the air out of these because they're quite puffy. Then we're just going to finish these off, and then we're going to put the crosses on. Right, so now we're ready to put the crosses on. So we're just going to go across one way, let it drop down a little bit, and then stop down this side. Stop. Then we're just going to go across each one. Like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bake these on 180 for about 12 to 14 minutes. Then once they've come out, we're going to just glaze the top with a mixture of caster sugar and water, just to make them all nice and shiny. So there you go, that's them now ready for the oven. As I say, 12 to 14 minutes on 180 degrees. So these have had about 12 minutes in the oven, and all we're going to do now is we're just going to go over with our caster sugar and water mixture. That just makes them all nice and shiny. And then we're going to leave them to go cool, and then I'll separate them and take a photo. They smell amazing. So there you go. That's Darren Purchase's Easter hot cross buns.